Hello Booktube, I'm Scott.
I'm Nelle.
Gunpowder, Fiction and Plot, and this is the Backlist book tag. It was created by Paula at Draw Your Books, and we were tagged by Courtney Ferreter. If you don't follow those two ladies, just go click on the links, they're in the description, subscribe. You'll just like them. It's a given.
Do you know you say that every time you mention anyone else's channel?
Go subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enthusiastic. I only subscribe to good channels.
I agree, we only subscribe to good channels. I just feel like...
You think I should say something more qualitative?
I feel like it's losing its impact.
Okay, so if you don't follow Paula already, she reads a lot of Backlist, she reads a lot of translated works, and she has some really cool vlogs. That lady can cook. I mean, I don't know if it tastes good, but it certainly looks good. If you don't follow Courtney, you need to follow Courtney. She is funny, she is intelligent, she has a cute dog.
But yes, it will kill me to call mine.
Right, we're going to tag some people now.
Tag.
Who do we want to tag?
I want to tag Laura Book Bubbler.
I'm going to tag Smirty at Sant Reads. I think she does actually read quite a bit of Backlist stuff.
Oh, yes, also excellent channel. And I want to tag Bob the Bookerer, because with all his...
Does he have any Backlist Bookerer books?
I just feel like with all the bookering, just very current reading, you know? What's the Backlist opinion?
Well, the Bookerer, it started 70 years ago, or 50, in the 70s.
Yes, but if you're reading them each year as it goes along... I still have questions, and he can answer them. Why are you trying to talk me out of tagging Bob?
All right, and I would tag Larry Has Opinions, because Larry has opinions.
And Scott is... Duty head.
And if he doesn't have opinions about this, then he's lying to us with his name.
What's next?
All right, question 1. Do you read Backlist books? Why?
Yes, because I don't categorize books in that fashion before I select them.
I'd really like to see the person that says, no, I don't.
I only read brand new releases. I think that that's probably true for someone.
But I think that once you read over a certain volume of books, that becomes impractical.
To only read new releases.
Yeah, also...
No, but I think if you read, thrillers and shit, you probably do read a lot of new releases. Do you know what I mean?
But, when you read a new release, and you go, oh, I really like that author. I wonder what else they've written. But they have to not have that thought to not read Backlist.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah? So, I think it's really interesting that somebody would not read Backlist, because...
If it's you, tell us in the comments, so Scott can be intrigued and also wrong.
Yeah,
Next.
Yeah. What is your definition of a backlisted book?
I know an old one. Something that was published in a year that doesn't begin with a 2.
It doesn't begin with a 2.
Yeah, so over 20 years?
Oh, that's quite old. I would say a backlisted book is anything that's not the most recent release from an author.
Oh, so not that author's latest book.
Yeah, but I would also because some authors take 15 years between books and stuff, and those authors break this rule because their books are backlisted.
Yeah, before they get to the next one. So there's also a time limit, I was going to say, because otherwise every author, when they die, the last book they write is never backlisted. Yeah, and I think that, say, 3 years is probably about where I would say you go from... being current to backlisted. Okay, yeah. I'm happy to follow your rules, because it has no impact on my life.
That's 3 videos in a row. That coffee has been terrible.
Stop drinking.
Name a backlisted novel you love.
Kim Ji-young, born 1982, despite my inability to actually remember the title.
This is a good question, though, because Kim Ji-young, born 1982, is a translated novel.
Yeah.
The rules for backlisting, do we take the date on the date of...
translation date.
Translation date, that's what we go on?
Yeah, because that's the version that I'm able to read. If I was able to read Korean, though, then I would take it from... Oh, so you have a personal definition of backlisted, and that varies. Yeah, I think that's appropriate, because it's going to be different from people in the UK to people in the US, just because release dates. Yeah, although they are getting more uniform, but I totally see what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to say A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. Yeah. I just really enjoyed that horrible book. Horrible. It wasn't pleasant. Name a backlisted non-fiction book you love. Don't Touch My Hair by Emma Dabiri. Oh, good one. Mm-hmm. Good one. Yep, okay. I'm going to say The Third Chimpanzee by Jared Diamond. I find Jared Diamond's books really interesting. I just love that topic. The
evolution of humans, where we've come from, where we're going, why we do things. And I love the analysis of things like the linguistics and the family that the language comes from in order to prove human migration so long ago. I think that's brilliant. Name a backlisted translated book you love. Well, you already did.
I did.
Maybe you can name a backlisted novel that isn't translated, and I can name a backlisted translated novel that I love. Well, I'm going to go for The Vegetarian. We have a review on The Vegetarian. It is a really interesting and quite unique book, I think.
I'm going to go with The Watchmaker of Filigree Street because it was good, and I'm doing a non-translated for the translated fiction.
Name an author you have read all the backlist from.
No.
George Orwell, Thomas Hardy. Other than, I've read all of Emily Bronte's works.
Yeah.
And even I've read all of Anne Bronte's works. That's two. I think that of authors that have quite a large oeuvre, is that how I say the word? I don't know. I tried something and I didn't like it. Like the coffee.
Yeah.
It is just...
It's black coffee. You don't like it, let it go. Move on.
All right. Yeah, I've read all of Orwell's and all of Hardy's novels.
That's good.
Yeah, I would say Hardy's were better. But I think I gave Orwell more 5 stars. Name an author you want to read all the backlist from.
Margaret Atwood, as evidenced by the fact that I bought all the books in preparation for doing so. Octavia Butler.
Close.
Close. Quake Amazing, although maybe already have.
I mean, we're waiting for...
Oh, we're waiting for delivery of a book, yeah.
I really hate how Blackwells do their book ordering, where you buy the book and then they don't charge you. And then 7 days later they charge you and you don't have any money in your account, so the order doesn't go through. So then you reorder the book the next day, or it's just... So anyway, long story short, we have waited a long time. We've finally paid for it. It's such a dumb system, Blackwells.
Just stop using them.
They're just cheaper. I would like to read, and I've only read one of this person's books, but I'd love to read the entire backlist of Ruth Ozeki. Oh, and Bernadine Evaristo.
Oh, that's a good call.
Both of these women, fantastic authors that I just want to consume more of.
Just wanna.
Here's the thing. I got a bunch of authors that I really like. I want to read the backlist of everybody that I really like.
Yeah, me too.
That
is a problem. Too many books, not enough time.
Name a backlist book that you think will become a classic. So I don't think that backlist and classic don't overlap. I don't think you're either a backlist or a classic. I think classic is a subcategory of backlist.
Yeah, I think that's true. But I think what they're asking for is a classic prediction. And I think that we can make classic predictions without being pedants about how the question is phrased.
Fair enough. I wasn't trying to snipe at the question. I was just...
I think that The Vegetarian will become a classic.
Oh, I think that's very hard to not become a classic, really.
Yes.
I think the books that... we're shooting multiple tags. I don't even remember whether these books were in this tag or not anymore, because my brain, it just doesn't hold information. It's got a terrible database. But I think A Fine Balance and Brief History of 7 Killings are definitely
classics to be.
I think A Fine Balance is getting towards that age where it can almost be called a classic.
Define a classic is part of this question too, so let's not get bogged down in that too much.
That's the end of the tag. Bye.